Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Geekset Network proudly brings to you, it's the second reincarnation of the NWO podcast. It's your boy, Mikey Nerd DiCaprio. With me, I got Hollywood Trippy and Jake Exclusive. It's the Nerd World Order.
Too sweet. Too sweet. I like it. You might have to keep doing intros.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
we're not worthy.
Thank you.
We're not worthy.
And you know what's crazy? I'll be at work or at the house like, damn, well, how can I switch up doing the intro so Trip ain't got to do it all the time? And I tried to keep, I was like, how can I steal the road dog from him real quick and try to, so I was like, okay.
I feel like this is the second time you've done the.
I think that's the second time I did it.
Yeah, you've done it twice and I've done it once.
Yeah. You did do it once.
I like that.
That's right.
I like that, though.
Yeah. I mean, I actually had a nickname this week, but
It is what it is. What is it? What was it? Go ahead. Do it.
Oh, wait. Well, there's always a second part to the. There's always a second part to the intro.
What you got? What you got?
How badass Billy Gunn always does his. So you can just
And if you're not down with that, I feel you. I remember that. Yeah.
So maybe I switch up my nickname in the intro, and then you come in like yada yada yada. We'll work. We'll perfect it. We'll perfect it.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is a beautiful day.
It is.
Cold
as fuck.
Cold.
Burr.
It was Milwaukee, Alaska this morning. Hands down.
Omaha, Wisconsin.
Man, that shit was horrible. Just when did we go to Antarctica? That shit was a lot.
That was.
I got in my car this morning and that motherfucker said, "Are you Are you sure?" I was like, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not sure.
Oh my God!
I should rethink this shit.
Oh my God.
I hate you, Trent. I hate you, dog.
Are you
Oh my God. We have entered Tangent City, folks. We have absolutely entered Tangent City.
That was quick.
That was.
We got here fast.
That was.
Oh my God.
I mean, your car started, so of course we got here fast.
Oh my God. I hate you so much.
Man, so we are here
to
do the 2023 WWE Royal Rumble.
Put the full title
PLE.
PLE. Man, what an event.
All right, so
What's an event?
First off, what would you rate it?
Overall?
Yeah.
The entire event out of
5.
Out of
5
5?
2 sweets. I'll go exclusive go first.
4 of them things. I give it a solid 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Yep.
I'd go.
Only because I'm sticking with solid numbers, no decimal points. Or
No
nothing.
decimal points. I'll go 4 too then, because I was definitely.
You was
gonna
about to go.
I was either going 4.25 or 4.5.
You
so
about to go 4.2.3336 times 0.0.
I give it a 4. I give it a solid 4.
It's either gonna be 3.5 or 3 3/4.
Right.
I just rounded up, so I'm gonna give it a 4.
I give it a 4.
Yeah.
I give it a 4.
Contingent as a 4. That's about normal. That's kind of what I've been hearing a lot of for a lot of different.
Is it too much saying that it might be the best Rumble we had in the last?
It's about. I'd say
5, 6 years.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, we can all agree it was better than last year's.
It was better than last year.
You didn't like last year? You liked last year's?
I don't remember everything about last year's.
Other than everybody, we barely knew the music. We barely knew who was coming out when the music hit.
I think that was more so because of how we were watching it. We had to cut the but that wasn't just us. Like that was a lot of the overall sentiment of last year.
There was a lot of random people.
It was just random. I don't know if they switched up people's music, but it was like that wasn't the music you had.
Because that was during the time where you didn't know where one wrestler was, whether they were in the E or in AEW too. Because that was around the time everybody was getting fired. Everybody was getting cut and shit, so they were jumping from companies.
No, because the only person who came through from somewhere else. Pause. The only person who came from somewhere else was Mickey James.
No, I'm saying, but in the E, there were a lot of wrestlers that were getting cut around that time. So it was like there were a lot of like people coming up from NXT, like especially on the guy side. Like there was like a lot of mid card talent, I would say.
I can see that.
I can see that, but I'm just talking about how motherfuckers' music changed because it was motherfuckers who was on the main card who music wasn't the music that they came out to in the Rumble. So it was like,
I'd say in recent memory, this is the best one.
This was
because it's fresh on my mind, and it's because I don't remember.
Because before this one, 2020 was my favorite one.
2020 was.
That's the one where Drew won, right?
Yeah.
Drew and
Becky.
Because Becky main evented.
Because remember she came in for Lana?
She came in.
She replaced Lana.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the year before that was when Asuka and Shinsuke won, right?
Yep. That was the first.
That was the first women's one. Yep. 2018. Yeah, that was the first women's one.
20.
Yeah, because it went.
No, 2018 was the first one.
2018 was the first.
So
Asuka won. Was the first one.
Asuka was the first women's.
Yeah.
So that's 2018. 19 was
Charlotte.
Was it Charlotte? No. Wait, was it Charlotte?
Mm-hmm.
Might be right.
I thought Charlotte went.
No, but
she went down to Rhea.
No, we might have them switched. Becky might be 2019. Charlotte, because remember Charlotte went to NXT during the pandemic.
Handy dandy.
You got your laptop up. Look up the last 5 Royal Rumble results.
All right, keep talking. Someone got that there.
But like in recent memory, I want to say just because.
Okay. So,
there was 5 matches.
Why'd you give me these?
Yeah.
Asshole.
And 3 out of the 5 matches were great. One match I didn't fuck with at all, and then another match I was like, I felt bad that it was on the show.
okay, so yeah.
Go ahead.
So 2018 was the first women's one, so that was Shinsuke and Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
2019 was Becky and Seth. That's what it was.
That's right.
That's what it was. And
right.
Charlotte was 2020 because it was during the pandemic.
Okay.
2020 was Charlotte.
That's right, because we all booed Charlotte because she won.
Because she beat
and Bianca and Edge.
Rhea.
She beat.
That's why Rhea picked Charlotte on she trying to get her revenge.
Yeah, she's trying to.
So yeah, 2020 was Charlotte and Drew, and then 2021 was Bianca and Edge, and then 2021 was Bianca and Edge, and then 2022 was Ronda and Brock, and then Saturday was Cody and Rhea.
Yeah, I would say as far as those winners this past. The Asuka and Shinsuke one were probably the ones that I was most invested in, besides Bianca winning.
Yeah, because I think everybody down there had them picked, and we got to somehow go back to our picks. I swear we all had them 2 picked.
I think so.
Like I think it was overall.
I think that was the first year where I got to see like Rhea Ripley in the Rumble too, and I was like, damn, she's gonna be a star.
Which one was it? 2017 that Goldberg eliminated Brock, or was that 2018? Which one had Brock?
To be honest, I can't
Brock,
remember.
Goldberg, and Undertaker.
I can't rember Goldberg being in a fucking Rumble.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, because remember he
just doesn't seem like a Royal Rumble.
Remember, because that was remember he had came back for Survivor Series and beat Brock in like 2 minutes. He hit him with 2 spears and a jackhammer.
Yeah,
and everybody was shocked like, oh my god! And then he went to the Royal Rumble that January, and he eliminated him then, and that's why. Because remember, we went to that fast lane. Remember, we went to the fast lane where he beat Kevin Owens.
Yeah. And
then he had lost to Brock at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been 2016?
2016. Yep, 2016.
Yeah.
All right. So
2016.
Going back to the Rumble from this past Saturday, what obviously we all said 4s. What was the biggest thing that like stood out to you the most? Besides maybe the main event? After what happened after the main event?
I was about to say the main event for me.
I'm gonna have to go Liv Morgan going wire to wire with Rhea, because she was she was number 2, and she was the last person Rhea eliminated to win the Rumble.
Yeah,
I feel like her first championship was kind of lackluster. Mm-hmm. But I felt like she kind of proved herself in this Rumble.
I think this is going to be a better run for her. Like as far as singles go, this probably be her best run as a singles competitor.
I think Triple H would know how to. Yeah, I think Triple H would know how to book her.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to mention how before the Rumble started, Jake was like, I hope the men's Rumble doesn't kick off the show.
Yeah.
And then it kicked off
the show. Yeah.
And then it did not take away from the rest of the show.
No, and that's the crazy part. Yeah. Because didn't you say that you thought it would take away from the rest of the show?
Yeah, I did. I saw that, and the only thing I would say is
because I was like, oh shit.
The only part of the show that I felt like it died was during Bianca and Alexa Bliss, because the crowd was so hyped over the men's rumble, and then the pitch black match with the fucking Uncle Howdy jumping off the shit. And then after that, I just felt so bad because the crowd was quiet.
I feel like
that's probably why they went home early, because their match was only like 7 minutes long.
So to go back to that, when we went back and forth,
bad for him.
I'm gonna say the pitch black match was only like 5 minutes long.
Yeah,
I was say when we went back and forth about the pitch black match, I feel like you might be right. I feel like it was weak watching it on TV compared to watching it
absolutely
there.
Yeah,
absolutely. It was probably a different vibe watching it live.
I was going off crowd reaction because after watching it again, I was like, damn, Jake was right. This shit was trash.
This shit was super
I was like, dog, this nigga Jake was right the whole time. This shit was trash.
My interest peaked at the bell ringing.
Bro, hey, once the shit started going, I was like,
oh
shit, that shit cold. I was like, oh, that shit cold. Right. I was like, once shit started going, I was like, oh, right. I'm like, oh, this shit cold. The match, I was like,
hey, no.
And I was at work at that, and I was like,
no. So what it was for me was okay. Bray, obviously, because he started. What did he do? Like the backwards, like
he did
in the match.
Yeah, you can see his.
And I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Like with the face pass, different color. But then I saw LA Knight had lime green ass trunks on. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's over for me.
I think what
didn't want to see it, bro. I was like, nah, bro. And it was like, I get the entertainment aspect of it, but it was also like,
I never wanted to be a rope more than I wanted to be a rope when Rhea bit that rope. I was like, that's 30 ass.
That's
white
fair.
Bitch.
But no, but also that match just kind of like, it just took everything away from me, because it was like, this isn't even like, they're literally just doing it as like a 5-minute. Mountain Dew paid us a shit ton of money to put this match on and sponsor it. So we're just gonna go out here, give him 5 minutes, say, here you go, Mountain Dew, thanks for the big ass check. You're on the show, type shit.
I'm not against sponsored matches.
No,
like I think that is a thing that should be visited more often on bigger pay-per-views.
We'll have a Coca-Cola Classic.
I said that to John Silver on Twitter.
Bro.
His Baja Blast match was funny as a bitch.
I said you should have a Coca-Cola match. Your boss already has the Coke.
But another highlight or takeaway besides the minute.
So my interest peaked after the bell rang. When the lights went off and it went pitch black, I was like, this is different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a minute into the match,
it just got after, because I was like, okay, maybe I didn't give it my full attention because I was at work. And then I watched it again when I got home, and I was like, Jake might have been right. I was this match might have been.
I'm a fan of Bray Wyatt.
So
this match might have been.
But
did not everything that I was saying though.
The prestige of Bray Wyatt kind of died once he actually wrestled.
Thank you.
That's what he said.
I've been saying that shit for like 2 years.
Like it's been,
but he don't always have bad matches. I think it just depends on who he had matches with.
But for me, it's like we built up this new Bray for so long.
Yeah.
And this is what we got.
Because the thing I didn't like was that he kind of reverted back to the Fiend. And that's the thing that, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really like the Fiend like that.
This spooky shit has bad Netflix movies.
No, the crazy part, I'm with the spooky shit is just, I wasn't a fan of the Fiend, and I feel like this is just the Fiend
reincarnated. I feel like it's cool for like a movie or a TV show. It's not but when there's wrestling in like also included
to be a traditionalist, I don't like the no selling. Like the no selling.
I love no selling when it's done correctly.
I don't like the
because I love when Sting no sells.
But I feel okay. You're right when it's done right.
Yeah, when it's done right.
But when you do it every match, take a
kendo stick to the forehead and not sell it.
Sting does it every match.
But Sting
doesn't wrestle often as well.
But my thing, it's not even that. I feel like
this man is like 77 years old.
No, but the thing is, when he usually no sales, when he was in WCW, a lot of the times he no sold is when he was getting jumped by the NWO.
Yeah.
So that's what made it cold.
I'm just
Bray. And then on top of that, Sting no selling doesn't have to do with it don't have no type of. I feel like it doesn't take away from the match. Like him no selling, he still might lose a match. He's no sold a couple times and still lost the match.
Yeah,
the Fiend wasn't losing like that until Roman came back and I don't want to say smash him because that's what he say, but
smash.
Yeah.
No,
he did what he did, but you know what I'm saying? It's like They didn't do the no selling right with the Fiend.
Everybody is super geek for Bray Wyatt to come back, and I was super geek for him to come back because I wasn't sure what we were gonna get, but this is what we've been getting, and I think this shit is trash.
I feel like the Uncle Howdy thing.
And now, like, Alexa's gonna be back into it, and that shit was terrible.
That's another thing. That was my least favorite thing about it too.
That shit was awful, and she's gonna be a part of it. And like, even Bray said it in the little interview thing after because they did like a little press conference thing now. Yeah. Because AEW does it, so they think it's like a thing to do, but they do it like controlled, I guess. Like they don't want no brawl out. Yeah, and then it was like, and Bray was like, "Oh, me and Alexa are kind of like combined now," and shit. It's like, bro. Just let that shit go. Just let that shit go. Go back to fucking.
It would have worked if she would have been the original Sister Abigail. Like if she would have been the original Sister Abigail, I feel like it would have worked.
But then she started fucking spitting venom and shit. It was just weird.
I'm still trying to see where this is all going, because I mean they're not really like, we got to figure out what they're gonna do with Uncle Howdy. I mean, because now he's
dead. He jumped off and didn't hit nobody. He's dead. Suicide. He looked like The Rock and Samuel Jackson in the other guys. They just jumped off the thing and just splash.
I don't think he dead. Like, he definitely coming back.
I think the funniest part was just to sell the Mountain Dew. He takes a big ass sip of Mountain Dew and then he jumps off the thing.
That would have been fun. Now that would have been the highlight of the night. Is this fam down a pitch black soda?
He did. He drank it before he jumped.
But I feel like he should have just stone cold it and just whoosh, and then just
So how did y'all feel about Cody winning?
Wait, we got to go back to.
Wait, no.
We got to go back to our highlights.
Yeah, hold on. My other takeaway was Kana.
Kana?
Oscar come back as Kana. I thought that was dope.
Bro, that shit was cold.
I thought that was dope.
I geeked out.
Yeah, I did too.
I geeked out.
Once I seen the makeup, I was like, oh yeah. We're here now.
What were your two highlights?
Besides overall.
Besides anything that has to do with the main event.
Right.
Because we'll get into the main event. That's gonna be a whole nother conversation.
Right.
It could be outstanding performances. It could be a match. It could be anything.
The outstanding performance I want to give is to
Logan Paul. Oh. Do you all the way off? Now you thinking about it like, hold on, maybe.
Now I'm fucked up on his name because I don't want to. Is it Gunther?
It's Gunther.
Gunther. Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Gunther because he put on a show. Just overall, I feel like the men's Royal Rumble kind of did what I expected and kind of gave me more than what I expected. I appreciated the slight storytelling behind Bobby and Brock. Because I feel like they're setting this up for Bobby versus Brock too.
I think they're setting up for Seth and Logan. I think that's gonna be dope, low key. Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
If Logan
I agree.
Elimination Chamber.
That's gonna be cool.
Because Seth qualified yesterday.
Yeah, I shout out to them for making. I know this is another tangent, but shout out to them really building and getting behind the United States Championship.
Oh yeah, they building back up. Yeah,
but kind of happenstance because they kind of have to.
Basically,
but still, it's like
fam don't never show up for Raw.
I appreciate having an elimination chamber for another title other than a main title.
Main title, yeah, I think it's pretty dope.
Because we do the Royal Rumble for the main title. You got the Money in the Bank for the main title.
Yeah,
because I think the only other non-world title elimination chamber they had was for the tag titles, right?
Yeah, that's when Kalisto didn't he do like a Spanish fly or something off the top of
some shit? I
think he did it like Jey Uso or something, didn't he?
I'm not sure.
And he climbed the top of.
I know he climbed the top of
and he had like a shooting star off the top of it. Yeah, I remember that too.
Yep. And then another is it's mommy. Like mommy just doing mommy things.
She pissed me off yesterday.
I'm glad we only got one old school return. Booker T.
I agree.
I was cool with that.
I felt so bad for him, bro.
I was cool with that. Like it wasn't too much.
Halfway to the ring, he was like, "Bro, I'm too old for this shit."
Bro,
He was tired as a bitch by the time he got in the ring.
Ramp so long.
It was a long ass ramp,
but it wasn't as long as the one where they had to take they had to hop on top of the.
And
it was
funny because I was talking to my guy after the pay-per-view because he was sitting there watching it with his kids and shit like that, and he was like, "What was up with everybody talking about the ramp and all this?" And he was like, "It didn't seem like it was that." I was like, "Bro, that shit was long as fuck."
I think
he was
like,
he
was
saying he was like, "But you know, WrestleMania has a long ramp." I was like, "But this shit didn't. This shit had a bend to it. Yeah. It had a curve." I said, "The WrestleMania ramp is straight. Yeah, the WrestleMania ramp is just straightforward. Like you see everything coming straight forward."
Pause.
Whatever, bro. Y'all
and typically WrestleMania is when you get the big entrances. Yeah. Right. So they gotta make the ramp a little bit bigger.
Pause. You've been watching too many Last of Us.
I ain't even watched the show yet.
It's a great show.
I might start that tonight.
Conversation. Right. Yeah. But so you're going. So you went Gunther and
Mommy. Gunther and Mommy. So, shout out to S-Con Don.
Yeah.
I fuck with you, bro.
I'll say my number one.
It doesn't matter. Sorry.
My number one was easily Gunther. Just going wire to wire.
Like
just.
Now he holds the record, right?
He holds the record. What was it, an hour and 17
for
minutes?
For the traditional Royal Rumble.
An hour and 17 minutes. I mean, and it was like, he stayed strong the whole time. Because, you know, it's like some motherfuckers hide in the corner. Yeah. And they be chilling and just be like hiding. And he was with the smoke. Yeah, he was damn near doing everything. He was taking bumps for everybody and everything like that. So he put in work.
Slight tangent, but still related.
Uh-huh.
Who are the 4 people who won the Royal Rumble from the number 1 spot? Shawn Michaels, Edge,
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold was never.
No, he was number 2.
He was number 2
because Vince.
No, he was number 2. Yeah. So Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit,
Rey Mysterio.
No, Rey Mysterio was number 2. Triple H was number 1.
And Mommy.
So that's 4. So it's HBK, Chris Benoit, Edge, and Rhea Ripley. Okay. I remember because Michael Cole kept saying she was the 4th person to do it.
She was the 4th person.
So I was trying to remember, like, who the fuck? I know, because I kept remembering HBK and Sean. I mean, HBK and Chris Benoit. I was like, who the fuck was the 3rd?
VKM never won a Rumble, has he?
Who?
VKM.
He won 99.
Did he come in as number 1?
No, he came in as number 2. Stone Cold.
No. Vince McMahon was number 1. No.
Stone Cold was number 2. Stone Cold was number 1. Vince was number 2.
Wait, no.
Because that's when Big Show.
Oh yeah, because Vince said. Vince said Stone Cold had to be number 1, and then Stone Cold cost Triple H, Vince McMahon a match, and he had to be number 2. Yeah. That's right. That's what it was. Yep. He cost him a match on like Raw or some shit, and he had to be number 2. That's what it was. Yeah.
And then my number 2 highlight, I want to say I just want to, like, I'm going to put it as a bulk. Like, both Rumbles combined were just fucking fantastic. From start to finish, I felt like I was intrigued from start to finish.
Powers handshake.
What though?
I did.
You gotta do what was that? Predators. You son of a bitch.
But like, both Rumbles, they were some of the best Rumbles like we've talked about like in the past couple years.
Years, bro.
The right people won. It was predictable. I mean, shit, we called that shit in the Douglas episode.
But I feel like.
It was like
the Rumble. I feel like the Rumble is probably the only match where even if it's predictable, it don't take away from the.
No, it doesn't. It's my favorite. It's the must see event. Like WrestleMania is a must see event. I will watch every Royal Rumble before.
So is the Royal Rumble like the All-Star game? Since the All-Star game was before like the NBA, like the playoffs or the Super Bowl.
No, the Royal Rumble is like the Super Bowl. Because it's the most.
WrestleMania is the Super Bowl.
It's must see.
No, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna sit there if you give me a choice between watching the Royal Rumble and watching WrestleMania, I'm watching the Royal Rumble.
I mean,
because the Royal Rumble be cracking.
I hear that a lot.
So the Royal Rumble would be like the NBA All-Star game, or like NBA weekend, like the slam dunk contest and 3-point contest and all that shit. That's fair. And then WrestleMania would be like the actual All-Star.
I guess if you're gonna compare it that way.
Because I feel like more people watch All-Star Saturday night than they do the All-Star game sometimes. Because they want to see who wins the slam dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the skill challenge, and all that shit.
Of the big 4, though, I hear people like
the Rumble the most because it's the most unpredictable.
Yeah, and you get all the big returns.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Book was teasing a Rumble appearance for like the last 6 years.
Okay, so
is there anybody that you were upset?
I was just gonna say,
was there anybody that you were upset?
What was disappointments in the Rumble matches? Like somebody that didn't show up that you wanted to in either Rumble. I guess
Naomi.
One from the men's, one from the women. Do that.
Naomi
from the women.
Yeah, I was upset. Like people that didn't show up were just moments to upset you.
Mm-hmm.
My moment that upset me is the second year in a row where we got a Kofi
botch.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that sucked. And I hope he didn't hurt himself either. Cause like
I think he hit the announcer's table.
And I think he was probably more embarrassed than anything.
Because technically his second foot didn't go down.
I'll say, technically his second foot didn't.
It rolled, so they just counted it as.
I think he was. Down. I think honestly, it was either supposed to be a save or he
was supposed to land on the chair.
Chair, right?
And
I think they was gonna do a throwback and have him pogo again like he did before.
Yeah, and Xavier didn't really catch the chair correctly.
Right.
Like, it kind of slipped. I don't want to say he didn't catch it correctly.
It's one of those spots where it's like...
Trip basically is blaming Xavier Woods.
It slipped out his hand.
Trip blaming Xavier Woods. It's one of those
things where it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it's a cool spot, but what are the odds of it actually working?
I look for...
Because you can't, like, practice that shit. It's when you're live. You can practice this shit 100 times and get it right every time, but then when you're live, you can fuck it up.
Because I always look forward to his spots. And, like, I look forward to Naomi's Rumble spots, in which... we didn't get one.
No.
I also heard when Nia Jax's big ass came out there at number 30 dog. But then I heard it was just a one-off that she actually didn't come back.
No, she's back.
It was something, they had an article about it and they said it was just a one-off.
Oh, I heard.
Because they said because they was like she's supposed to be going to some con or something, and it said her real name, formerly known as Nia Jax.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I thought I heard somewhere that she's coming back as like a regular competitor.
I heard the thing I seen was like she's promoted to be somewhere, and they had her promoted as her real name.
What's your other disappointment besides the Kofi bump?
Not getting the Naomi bump.
Not getting Naomi.
Just not getting Naomi. Period. Was my.
Yeah, because like we seen what the artist formerly known as Sasha is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Monet.
I would like to see what I miss seeing Naomi. Like
I miss some cheeks too.
That's what I miss.
Big
Sorry,
facts.
Diz, cut that out in post.
You can keep that in post.
Put a picture.
Okay, so I seen something on either Facebook or Twitter.
Reliable sources.
Of course, always.
It's on the internet, so it's
on the Twitch.
Social media is Spanish for reliable source, but
that's why you share so much shit.
Exactly. I'm just spreading the truth.
Spreading the news.
I'm just spreading the truth.
Spreading the gospel.
He's basically a Jehovah's Witness of Facebook.
Except a cool one because people like me. But
spreading the gospel.
But
Go ahead.
But okay, so I seen something and they were like, they were comparing like certain Royal Rumble moments to past Royal Rumble moments that people didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically they were talking about how people were hating Cody because he won the Royal Rumble, and they were talking about Sammy.
Is this your whole they gonna turn on Cody?
No. My thing is, you remember how when Blue Tista came back?
Yep.
And everybody wanted Daniel Bryan,
yep. Mm-hmm.
and then everybody booed Rey Mysterio when he came out at number 30?
Yes.
We didn't get that same energy. Everybody was geeked when they heard that music hit at number 30. Even with the Sammy shit going on.
Because
I think the only reason why I would say that is because it was established beforehand that
he was coming back.
Cody was already announced to be in the Rumble, and it was coming down to number 30.
So no.
But then also Roman told Sammy to not leave his side all night. So it was like, how are you gonna be in the Rumble?
Y'all digress. No, I'm talking about just how people wanted Daniel Bryan to be in the Rumble.
So people wanted
yada,
Sammy
yada.
instead of Cody.
And how everybody was like, talking about Sammy being in the Rumble or whatever. I'm just saying that we didn't get that same energy where it was like, oh, boo, Cody came out at no, you know what I'm saying? Or we didn't get or Sammy wasn't in the Rumble at all. And
I feel like we didn't get that only because Cody announced that he was coming back at the Rumble prior to them coming back at the Rumble. I feel like if Cody had not announced that he was coming back and it was just a random appearance, he might have gotten booed.
Nah, bro.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think the cheers would have been double, low
Yeah, I think it would have been double.
If Cody,
because it would have been 08 John Cena all over again. It would have been 08 John Cena all over again.
And Cody came out and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, the crowd would have went nuts.
And that was the thing that kind of annoyed me. Like I love the videos and shit of coming back and all that. But like, it was like you haven't like surprises are what the Rumble is for.
We got surprises.
No, I'm saying we did, but like,
I was surprised
but as far as
as
far as anybody, bro, I was super geeked there, and it was like, oh shit, we been back to back.
That spot where Ricochet was cold.
That
spot where Ricochet was cold.
That shit was dope.
Yeah, that shit was
and
cold.
it's like, bro,
he eliminated Seth Rollins at that.
He allegedly tore
his ACL.
Well, I was gonna say no. It was I actually was listening to something this morning about it, and it was actually never confirmed that he tore it. It was just he like strained it real bad, but he never actually tore it. Which is why he was able to come back.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, you know, the kayfabe injury was that he tore his ACL.
Yeah, because it was like I think like Jake Paul confirmed it like on social media like 2 days later or whatever. Like he actually didn't tear it.
Yeah. So even then, like,
but like
to come back from a strain.
Yeah, but come back from any type of like injury like that, especially for his like height and all that shit. Like he's not a short dude. Like he's tall, so it's like that's more weight on the legs and all that shit. Like
and
he don't got Megan knees.
He don't.
Getting booed was just like the.
Well, so that was.
I think that's why I'm setting up him and Seth because Seth's gonna end up being the babyface and Logan finally gonna be a heel.
I feel like Seth is already a babyface.
Yeah.
They're treating him as a tweener.
Yeah. I feel like we gonna get the babyface version of the Architect.
No, but then
because the Architect was a heel because you see he's starting to win matches with the pedigree now.
But I guarantee that. Logan
and then when he
Paul
got hurt, he did the whole rebuild. Whatever that shit he did.
Yeah.
So I feel like we finna get a babyface version of the Architect.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
I just like Seth in general.
I like Seth.
Yeah. I say in WWE besides AJ, he might be my favorite wrestler like right now.
My guy is 100% like 10 toes on the ground that Seth Rollins is the number one guy in WWE. As far as like he was like he might lose a lot, but
I feel like he should.
He was like fire matches.
But I feel like
he doesn't have bad matches. His promos are great. He has the hottest fucking girl in wrestling now as his wife and shit. Like I was like, yeah, that's what he said, not me.
Oh, okay.
That's what he said.
Well, no, but if you think about it, the people in wrestling who have wives in wrestling, his might be. Well, I gotta think about who all got
Jimmy, Naomi,
but still, no, she's still not. Yeah, Montez. No, wait.
I might take Becky over Bianca.
Wait, I gotta think about it. Hold on. So we got Bianca. We got
Bianca's
Becky.
a little too buff for me, bro. That's just me. That's
Bianca.
my personal taste.
Hold on. We got Becky.
This is way going tangent now. We about to get canceled.
That's cool. No, this is actually good content.
Wait, because we're talking about buff, right? And y'all gonna look at me weird.
Hey, I would have hit 2,000 China. I ain't gonna lie. R.I.P.
But.
The original Mamacita? I'm just
Jade Cargill?
Yeah, you're right.
Those abs? Oh my God. Her abs look like, and I would wholeheartedly put my face in that.
I feel like I could wash a T-shirt on her abs.
I feel like
I would roll weed on her.
Yeah.
That is my abs tray.
I feel like that would probably be the only set of abs I would do a body shot off of. Pause.
All right.
Okay, back
to the Rumble.
There we go.
Back to regular schedule programming.
Thank you for getting us back on topic. Thank you.
Okay. So, speaking of Logan Paul, let's talk about that goddamn leap.
The
leap of faith. That spot.
Hey,
was cold,
was a spot that he could only do with Ricochet.
No, I think he would. I think he could.
He could have done it with a lot of people, but
Seth and AJ. I think
AJ could definitely do it.
A healthy AJ and a healthy Seth could.
I feel like the height, maybe Montez.
Oh, bro, Montez would have jumped over him. Low key.
I didn't think. Yeah.
I think that spot might have been better with Montez.
Montez could have fucking put his hand like he was doing an East Bay or something.
He definitely could have 450 that shit.
Definitely.
He definitely could have 450 that shit.
He could have 630 that shit.
Damn near.
Because it was more so distance than it was height.
You don't think he could have did it with Mustafa? Because Mustafa got some legs too, though.
No, but I will say like Ricochet, he's got hops for his height. And he's shorter.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Gargano ain't making that leap.
No.
And like I said, it's more so distance than it was height.
Rey Mysterio's not making that leap.
With Montez, that would have been more
96
height.
Ray would have made that leap, though.
That would have been more
96 Ray would have made that leap.
Than distance if it was with Montez.
Yeah.
Which would have probably made a little
that shit
bit
was
more
perfect,
cracking.
low key. That shit was cracking. Like,
damn, he 5'9". Ricochet.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
So how wait? Cause he made Mustafa look like a fucking midget. How short is Mustafa?
Mustafa's gotta be
5'6".
No, he's taller than that. He's gotta be like 5'7", 5. Oh, he's
5'10".
Oh,
okay, same height.
Okay. He's probably bigger than him, but he's not. I don't think he's. I wouldn't think he's taller.
This guy.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so We talked about the Rumble. We talked about the pitch black match.
Just say it again.
The pitch black match.
The pitch black.
Okay.
Apparently, we're
that was the other. That was a dark match we didn't see on TV.
The dark match.
The pitch black match.
The dark match that was going on while Booker T.
It was signed by Mountain Dew Pitch Black.
So we talked about the Rumble.
Rosenberg.
We talked about the pitch black match.
Did it again.
It's tough. It's a tough phrase to say.
Say it 5 times fast.
Black match. Pitch black match. Pitch black.
So
we talked about those two matches.
He gonna say.
So it was the Bianca versus Alexa Bliss match, which for me kind of felt lackluster.
As fuck.
Like I like both,
but I feel like they was just getting it out the way. So
unfortunately,
they could set up
this
I feel
was
like they already knew that they was gonna do Charlotte versus Rhea.
Yeah,
so I feel like they just did this to get
Bianca
way. Another win.
From a lot of stuff that I was seeing on Twitter and a lot of people that I were talking to in like Discord chats and stuff like that while the pay-per-view was going on. There was 3 words that everybody kept using: bathroom match.
Oh, absolutely.
This was their bathroom match.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
beer break.
Because it was like they just went through an hour-long Rumble and then a 5-minute pitch black match that everybody was like, okay, I want to see how this is. And then, unfortunately, like I said, like I text Shaw and I tweeted it out, it was like, unfortunately, the crowd was dead and this was the moment where people just needed to go and take a break. This was the intermission match, unfortunately. And it's no disrespect to the girls, but it was like, it could have been anything except for the main event and people would have gotten. I mean, I feel like even if the women's Rumble started right then and there, instead of Bianca and Alexa, people were still going to like be kind of dead as far as the crowd goes. Because there's always that one match where it's like they need a break. Yeah, exactly. Because it was a 4-hour. I mean, it was only 5 matches, but it was still a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
So it was like, eventually there's that break that has to come in between.
Yeah.
And
but which is weird because it don't add up to 4 hours. It literally
with commercials and
that's what I thought about that. Yeah. Because if you look at it, it literally only it probably adds up to what?
Yeah, that concert.
That weak ass. Oh my god.
I know Pat McAfee on his show today or on yesterday.
I was geeked about Pat coming. I was geeked about Pat coming back.
I was definitely talking about
that because I started the Rumble late. Mm-hmm. So when I started it, I think Gunther was already in the ring, so Pat had already come out.
Damn, you missed it, bro.
Yeah,
it was dope.
Michael Cole was on
because he was like
Michael Cole was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday, and he legit said he had no idea.
Yeah, it was 100% kept secret.
He said he said only Triple H and Nick Khan knew. That was it.
They was talking, and then he was like, it was like the first match of the night, the men's Royal Rumble match, and it's starting now, and then Pat McAfee music hit,
which it was different music.
It was different music,
too.
right?
So that's what Michael Cole was saying. He was in the headset, like, "What the fuck is going on?
Right?
Like what?" And apparently, like Pat McAfee wanted to be introduced. Like his idea was just to be introduced before the show, like they do on SmackDown and shit. Like
I think they offered him to be in the match.
Yeah, it probably.
But he didn't have time to train because of game day and all that.
Yeah, they said but then it was like even Michael Cole was saying he was like
he put on weight.
Michael Cole was saying he was like.
He was Fat Pat.
He saw Pat McAfee come out and he wasn't sure, like, okay, is he number 1 in the Rumble? But then he was like, oh no, he's got the blazer on.
No, they said on his show. He said it on his show, or somebody said I was watching What Culture, and they was like on his show. He was like, he was talking to Triple H. He was talking to Triple H.
No, he said that he wasn't in wrestling shape.
That's what I'm saying. He was like that. They offered him a chance.
Michael Cole was saying that he didn't know.
If he was coming out, or
he said he wasn't sure if he was in the Rumble, or if he was joining him on commentary.
I gotta get one of them black tanks because he got plenty of them motherfuckers.
Bro,
I want one.
Damn near sponsored by that shit.
Right, like I damn near want one.
I seen plenty of his like pictures and videos of him outside.
Bro,
he got a little thunky.
He got happy weight.
Yeah, he got a little thunky.
He got happy weight.
He eating.
He's still buff as fuck.
He getting smoney.
He's still buff.
That's
how you know NFL players are just built different, bro. Because he was a punter, he buff as fuck. Like he's yoked.
Yeah.
Like he was eating some yolk. That's
a whole lot.
Shit, he didn't retire. He's married now. Got a kid on the way. He's good.
Oh no, he definitely eating.
But I was so geeked. I was so geeked to see him come back. He made the Rumble so much better. Because to be honest, even though Michael Cole doesn't have Vince McMahon in his ear, he's still pretty unbearable for the most part. But like when he's got Pat next to him, it's so much different. It's way different.
You can tell he's having fun.
And
yeah,
I like,
you know what I'm saying.
I like the dynamic between the three of them.
Yeah, because Corey Graves played the heel the whole time, and it was fucking hilarious. Yeah. So it worked out.
But I want them to do WrestleMania. I like them three together.
I agree.
I want them to do WrestleMania. Hopefully they do WrestleMania. I want them to.
But they should damn near do all the big four.
Damn near.
So
damn near. Or at least all the PLEs.
So after let's just keep on going. So after
that weak ass women's title match.
After the women's title match, which Bianca retained after 7 minutes, unfortunately, like I said, it was a short match. I feel like they might have been rushed to the finish, low key, because I feel like they needed to get the Rumble out the way and that concert out the way.
I don't know.
It just seemed fast. Like 7 minutes after a 5-minute match, and then a 7-minute match right after that. It just seemed fast.
I would doubt. I don't
know.
I'm not saying.
I feel like that was already.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen, but I doubt they rushed through a women's match on a PLE after cutting a women's match short on Raw 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
They want for to get the double whammy, bro.
I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but I feel like Triple H wouldn't disrespect them to that point.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. But no,
he closed out everything. No.
I feel like he won't go through the double whammy.
No.
I think he know better. That's one of them. I'm not gonna do that again.
No, and then
I feel like that's why we getting the rematch next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had the women's rumble, which obviously Mommy went wire to wire. Rhea Ripley was the winner. Low key, I like the finish of the women's rumble better than the finish of the men's rumble. The men's rumble, like the final two, was way more cracking because Gunther and Cody wrestled for a little bit. Like they legit had a one-on-one match for a little bit, but like it came down to the final two just on the apron because Asuka was involved and shit like that. But it was like I liked
that there was no gap in between the eliminations. Like I liked that it was 3 and then seconds later she eliminated.
But I enjoyed watching. Like because I knew that Gunther had been in the match the whole time, and I was like, I want to see how the guy who's been in the ring for over an hour goes up against the guy who hasn't wrestled in almost a year.
That was the first time in WWE history where number 1 went against number 30 for the final 2 spots.
Mm-hmm. I bet. That was dope. It was great. And Cody got.
Let me check my notes.
And you know what? And this is why.
Was that the first time that number 1 eliminated number 2? Has number 1 eliminated number 2 before?
Oh yeah.
In the final spot?
Not in the final.
That's what I'm saying. That's got to be a first 2 then, right?
Maybe. That's a good question. I have no idea. But like you saw and this is why I've been fucking. I mean, guys, I've been fucking with Gunther since he was Walter and all that.
Yeah,
when he first came over,
after he beat Pete Dunne for the NXT UK title, I was like, yep, I fuck with
Dave. But like I've been fucking with Dog since I seen him on the indies and shit like that. Like I was like, this motherfucker needs to be in the E because he cold. Like, and then he did exactly how his wrestling style does. I don't give a fuck that you have a torn pec. I'm chopping you in that motherfucker.
He was fucking his chest.
He didn't give a fuck. He was like, I'll tear that shit again with these chops. You're stopping me from winning the Rumble.
That was the point.
No, that's what I'm saying. And that's it. It fit perfectly with his style.
Because it's like he's giving those. He gives those hard hits to anybody.
Yeah.
And it makes even more sense to do it to this nigga because he had a torn pec.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck that titty up.
Because who was it? Who did he eliminate? He eliminated somebody early in the Rumble, and it was like, damn, you really eliminated him? I can't remember who the fuck it was. He eliminated Edge or somebody. It was like a baby face, and it was like, damn, Gunther eliminated. But I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he is a heel. People just fuck with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think he was the MVP of the whole pay-per-view or the PLE low key. Just being in the fucking Rumble for an hour and almost 20 minutes is no easy feat. And like I said, he was in everything. Like he wasn't just hanging around in the corner doing little punches and shit like that. Like
because him and
Brock got face to face.
Him and Brock went face to face.
That's what I want to see at Mania, bro. I don't want to see Brock and Lashley.
And like I didn't realize. I mean, I knew Gunther was stout and tall.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize he stood eye to eye.
Yeah, bro. He's tall as a bitch. He's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that.
So I was like, that's crazy to see.
And he got in shape, so he just looks even meaner now.
Yeah. It was nice to see Chelsea Green.
For what, 30 seconds? Not even?
9 seconds. 8
seconds.
2 seconds.
No, I thought it was 8. I thought it was 8 seconds, and that was the fastest elimination in women. It might be less, but oh shit. But yeah, the women's Rumble, that was I'm trying to think of all the surprise. I mean, we had Michelle McCool who showed up in Uggs. She didn't even realize she was in the match until she was, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn, she is in the match. That's kind of random.
Because they kept talking about her.
Because she like was tweeting on social media about how she was like, damn, it's in San Antonio. Like we live in Texas. It's right down the street from my house. Like I could be there. Mm-hmm. They never asked me, and sure as shit, her music played. I just didn't know. I was wondering why she was in the crowd, but the Undertaker wasn't. That's why I was thinking, like, damn, is he gonna have a random WrestleMania Rumble appearance?
10 seconds.
10 seconds? Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. But if she got eliminated in 10 seconds, she's not the fastest elimination in WWE history.
No, she was in women's Rumble history.
No, Liv Morgan was eliminated in 9 seconds.
I can't remember. I'm glad you have that.
It would have to have been 8 seconds then.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, mommy winning. I mean, Kana coming back. Well, Asuka portraying the Kana. Bro, that shit was cracking. I sat up. I was like, oh shit! Like the new haircut, the face paint, everything. I was like,
yeah.
Oh.
Once she took that mask off, I was all, yep.
But once she had the mask on the whole time, I was like, she's gonna have the fucking face paint on.
It happened in '95 when Shawn Michaels won because British Bulldog was number 2.
Okay.
Ah, right. That's when Michaels held onto the rope.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's pretty dope. So that's the second time.
Wire to wire.
That's when they implemented the both feet have to touch the floor rule.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So that was pretty dope. I just really enjoyed this Royal Rumble. Like I did, cause I was so pissed off about how the Royal Rumble went last year. So I was like, this kind of makes up for it. I was like,
it's fucked up because like my short-term memory just fucks me up sometimes. I don't even remember everything about last year's Rumble. Obviously, it showed Brock and Ronda won. Because like, actually, I remember that now because Brock won the Rumble, and then he won the title at Elimination Chamber, and he cashed in. They went title for title at Mania, and Roman won.
Exactly.
That's right. I remember that, but everything else I don't remember.
How we got to this one champion, 2 shows.
Yep.
Right. And he only showed up on one.
Right. Sometimes. Well, he showed up on Raw. He doesn't wrestle on Raw.
No.
But he barely showed up on Raw.
He barely shows up on SmackDown.
But
more times than not,
speaking of the Tribal Chief, let's get to this main event.
It went how I thought it would go.
It was a great fucking match.
Absolutely.
It was a little long, low key, as far as wrestling goes.
No, it wasn't. It was only like a 15-minute match.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It seemed longer. It seemed longer
because it was the longest singles match on the card.
Sorry, 19 minutes.
19. Okay, so it almost went 20. It still seems like it went longer than that.
Because everything that happened after the bell.
Because there was a shit ton of false finishes too, though.
Not even that. I feel like everything that happened after the bell.
Everything that happened after was, yeah.
And it was the longest singles match on the card.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, what was your impressions
of
just the match?
Put together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How'd y'all feel about just the match? You think KO held his own?
No, it was a good match. They always had good matches, even when he was the big dog.
I had to go back and watch the match over.
Yeah.
I woke up at the end. I watched it at the house. Brittany didn't wake me up.
Fair enough.
Yeah. She didn't wake me up to the end.
Good job, B.
After they turned on Sammy.
Yelling and shit. But from bell to bell, it was a free. They never have bad matches to me.
No.
I feel like Kevin Owens is like, I didn't really like watching Roman wrestle, like back when he was the big dog. Mm-hmm. But when he fought Kevin Owens, they always had good matches.
Yeah, and I wasn't like, I cared about the match. I was more so like invested in the story.
That's how everybody was, and that's how everybody knew like Kevin's not gonna win.
I was more so invested in the outcome.
Yeah. Like, I was more invested on what was going to happen with Sammy more than anything, which is why low key, after fucking Sammy was told to grab a chair and he was like, "You told me not to do anything." I'm like, I'm not watching the match. I'm just watching Sammy to see what the fuck he do.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is Paul Heyman gonna get in his ear? Is he gonna fucking push him and make him do some shit and Sammy's gonna snap? Like, and I'm gonna go on a limb there. This is the first story that I can remember where I have no fucking idea what's going on. Like, I can't predict what's going to happen. I can't. Because remember, me and you were coming up with all sorts of random scenarios for this fucking storyline.
Yeah.
And I admitted it then. Like, I have no fucking. I didn't see this happening. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I I was invested in the Bloodline storyline from the moment it was Jay versus Ray and Roman.
Yeah, in the what was it, Elimination Chamber, right?
No,
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. I was invested in that moment.
Yeah. But that was the second time they fought, though, right?
Yeah, I think that was the I Quit match, right?
Yeah, the I Quit in Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but instead of saying I quit, didn't he have to say I acknowledge you or something?
No, he said that after. But he said I quit because he was beating up Jimmy.
He was beating up Jimmy. He beat the shit out of Jimmy.
He's fucking Jimmy up.
He beat the bloody brakes off of Jimmy.
That's right. But like, okay, and then obviously everybody knows what happens after the match. Paul Heyman handcuff Kevin Owens to the ropes.
I'm a little disappointed in the outcome of all of this because I was still hoping. I was, wishing on a prayer that this will still lead to The Rock versus Roman somehow.
Rock is already,
and I know that's not happening.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already like coming through multiple reports that Rock is like 100% out.
And I felt like this was the year to do it.
Right? Yeah, because the time with the bloodline shit is
bloodline.
You can still do Roman for a while. As far as like him being the champ and doing this and that, but like
you can't.
The Rock's window is closing.
That
in Hollywood, it's like
that was the perfect. It was the perfect storm. You got the bloodline storyline. You got the head of the table, him being corrupted by all this power. We're in Hollywood.
Yeah,
perfect time to bring back a babyface Hollywood Rock.
Yeah,
but
But yeah, apparently the deal is like apparently Rock's just not in wrestling shape. Like he stays in good shape, but he's not in wrestling shape.
No, because he's buff as a bitch. He'd have to slim down a little bit.
It's not even that. It's more just like taking bumps and how your body reacts to taking bumps. And shit. It's like
he could tear
when you've been getting suplexed for all these years and then you stop doing it for 10 plus years or whatever. You take that first suplex, your back feel a little different than it did.
Yeah,
before.
You look at how he's built now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He can't. He'd have to get in. He's in movie star shape.
Cause I feel like he'll fuck your shit up when he do this off the top rope.
Yeah,
this is rip all of that shit. He's in movie action star shape.
Yeah,
right, like he'd have to get into.
I mean, cause he wrestled Cena. He wrestled Cena big like this, but it was like he's got.
He tore his abdominal. So, yeah. So
that didn't work out well for him.
Yeah. So with everything that's happened at the Royal Rumble, do y'all change your predictions of what y'all think will happen from this point on to WrestleMania?
On the road to WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Because you get it, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, that's what you. Yeah.
Roads to WrestleMania. Love it. God, they're gonna hammer that shit in too, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Because WWE is not at a crossroads.
Because it's already been confirmed. Cody versus Roman night two main event.
Oh man.
They are. I am. What was the question?
What is your?
I said, has your prediction of what you think is going to happen at the end, like what's going to happen at WrestleMania, since what happened at the Royal Rumble, does it change anything?
No,
leading on from here to.
I always, once Cody came back at WrestleMania last year, I always knew that it would be Cody Rhodes versus Roman at the next WrestleMania.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I always knew that. I just didn't know how we would get there. Right? Him tearing his pec, it kind of
hindered a lot.
But I always knew the end goal was going to be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Now, do I think Cody Rhodes is going to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? I'm still kind of in the air on that. My reasoning is because unless they figure out a way to split the titles and just give Cody the WWE Championship, I just feel like they're going to continue to ride this Tribal Chief wave until that shit gets go home energy.
Hey, fuck you, Roman. Pretty go home.
I think he might have achieved that at the end of the Royal Rumble.
That was great.
I don't know if that was go home.
And I think it's gonna be even worse when they're in Montreal for the Elimination Chamber.
I don't know if that's go home heat or if that was just
It might be a mix of both.
Roman, like, you know what I mean? Because
the
crowd really fucked with Sammy.
Yeah, the crowd was hyped for Sammy.
Did you hear that pop when he popped him with that chair?
Sammy is probably the most over wrestler they have in the E right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
God, remember, like 3 years ago, we would have never been saying that shit.
So for Roman to get "fuck you, Roman" chance after turning on Sammy. Even though the world knew that was gonna happen, I don't think that's go home. I think that's just him getting heat as a heel.
I will say a lot of people shit on Roman for like all this. He's had two of the biggest crowd negative reactions I've ever seen in wrestling history. With "fuck you, Roman," and then remember when he beat Undertaker and he didn't get a word out for like 10 minutes? They just booed him nonstop.
The Raw after
and this is all he said was, "This is my yard now." Like,
and walked off.
I was like, that's all he could get out. And it was like, bro, that he has two of the, especially in recent memory. Like,
but the difference in both of those, I feel like, is one of those was not intended to happen. Everybody knew once Roman turned on Sammy, Roman was going to go back to being the most hated man in the world. Yeah. Because Roman was getting cheered.
No, technically Sammy turned on Roman. Technically.
And Tribal Court says different.
If you look at the end of that match, you might have thought Roman turned on Sammy.
No, I mean, because
from the way the Rumble ended, you would have thought. I'm just saying, from the way the Rumble ended, you would have thought Roman turned on Sammy.
I mean, yeah, the way if you didn't see the chair shot and shit like that, for sure. But definitely, it was definitely Sammy turning on Roman. And you know what and I will say the best part about that whole thing was
Jay.
No, well, Jay was great. Jay was the most thing. Jay was the one unexpected thing, bro.
He's the cornerstone in this entire.
And you know what the craziest part is? I heard a theory there is that this whole bloodline story is that Sammy has just been basically like what Jay's role, and like this whole thing was built on Jay, not Sammy. And I was like, the way Jay reacted, that makes more sense. Cause it's like, damn.
So
But I think the coolest part is that Sammy knew that he fucked up, and he took his ass whooping like a man because he knew it was coming.
Because he definitely turned around and was like, "I'm sorry."
Because he just looked at him and he was like, "Hey,
I'm sorry."
It is what it is.
Because he wasted no time.
Oh, bro, no, Jimmy kicked him in the face ASAP.
But my thing is, the funniest part.
I saw it coming too because I was like, Jay's not gonna hit. I was like, Jay, if Jay don't kick him first, Jimmy's gonna kick him because Jimmy was ready.
The funniest thing to me was that after he hit him with the chair, everybody they didn't even move at first. They was like, "You supposed to be my brother, man. What you?" I was like,
you know what? And Jay, bro.
So it wasn't on site right away.
It
was on site later.
Jay reacted exactly how a normal human being would if they saw some shit like that. He fucking instantly got emotional and he was like, "Bro, what are you doing?" Like,
but then
that's my motherfucking brother.
On
like,
top
and that's
of that,
exactly how you would react.
And then on top of that, I feel like he was pissed at Sammy because of what he did.
He was disappointed.
Listen. Right. I feel like he was pissed at Sammy for what he did. But then I feel like he understood why he did it, and that's why he didn't do nothing to him and he left the ring. Yeah. I feel like it was cool beating up KO. KO ain't part of the bloodline. It's cool beating up KO. Sammy hit him with the chair. He like, "Bro, what are you doing?" But then the way he froze up, you was like, I feel like you could tell he was contemplating, like, damn, did he might have did what I wanted to do a while ago. Because I feel like this is the most craziest Roman that we've seen since he's been.
Yeah, he's starting to lose it.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like him going off the hinge.
Thought, this would be the perfect time for them to insert The Rock.
I feel like him going off the hinge was like, I think that's when Jay was like, okay, Sammy might have had a point there. I feel like it still sucked that you splitting up the blood. Like I finally started fucking with you. You finally my boy. I finally love you. But then you did this. But then it's like he torn because like I understood why you did this. But then I think at the end of the day, it's like it's bloodline over anything. So whatever happens at the Elimination Chamber, I feel like Jay go call Sammy, and that's how we gonna get the tag titles at WrestleMania.
Well, they're gonna build it up at SmackDown. We got anything else We want to talk before we take a quick break?
No, sir.
Nah, man. Just obviously we all gave it a 4 out of 5. The Rumbles were great. The Pitch Black match was trash, in my opinion. And
the what match?
The Pitch Black match.
Okay.
The aftermath of the main event is probably the highlight of everything.
I am so invested, and I have no fucking idea where they're going.
Yeah.
I know that they're already advertised. Apparently, a leaked advertisement came out for the Elimination Chamber with Sammy on the cover of it. So I don't know if he's going to be in the chamber, or if he's going to get Roman again, or if he's going to wrestle solo. Or
no,
whatever,
they said it's damn near more than confirmed that's going to be Roman versus Sammy in Montreal.
Which Sammy's not getting.
He's not going to win. He's not going to win.
They don't do that.
He's not going to win.
Them
and
titles,
the fucking crowd
that's
is
why I
going
feel
to
like
lose their fucking mind.
That's why I feel like Cody's going to win at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, Cody's going to win.
He's going to be the reason why the title split up.
Yeah.
He like, this is the belt I wanted. So here, and then we're going to end up having like some type of Universal Championship tournament or some shit.
Yeah.
So.
And there's always been another wonderful episode of the NWO podcast, the Number Order podcast. The podcast that is just too sweet.
2.0.
Too sweet.
2.0.
2.0.
And as always, it's your boy, Dougie Fresh, a.k.a. Trip B Night. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you that. Okay. I'll give you that. It's your boy it's your boy Leonardo DiCaprio, aka Main Event Mike. What it do?
Missed the same nickname.
Oh, I can't contain myself right now. He said Trip B. Like you just
yeah. I just seen the come between your hands.
That's why I lost it. As soon as he said I just lost it. I lost it.
You gotta do some type of editing. You just see right there.
And of course, your boy Jake Exclusive. And on behalf of the NWO podcast presented by Geek Set Podcast.
You got to do the subscribe.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Okay,
I was getting there. Make sure you hit that follow button if you like this video. Subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go down to the comment section. Let us know what you thought of the Royal Rumble. Where you think everything is going to go from here. And once again, we will be back with another video. Peace.
Peace out.